So a pretty nice move in soybeans. It's been a bit before since we've had another move, but we wait our turn, something that you may not have learned yet to do because you're being motivated by trying to make a certain amount of money a day. And that mantra has been beaten into your head by idiots who really don't understand that it's not about that. It's not about money. It's about waiting your turn for the part of the river that you understand, where you really know that you're going to have a very high probability of being correct. If you focus on money, you'll lose money. If you focus on being correct, you'll make money. It's that simple. And, I don't like to talk about making or losing money because it's too big of a subject. It's too hot of a subject. Everyone gets amped up on that. And when you hear those statistics that 90% of traders lose, that's because they're thinking the way that we're talking about. I would tell you, if those same traders were not focusing on money and just simply were focusing on a better understanding of the market, that figure would drop dramatically, the 90% of traders losing. So when 90% of them are going to be having a tough time, they're all doing something, they all have something in common that's causing them that grief. It took me many years to understand what that was, but it shouldn't take very long if you believe me when I tell you it's focusing on money, it's focusing on dollars per day, it's all that. Get all that nonsense and crap out of your head and start learning to understand the nature of the market. Some of the things that I talked to you about may be helpful for you doing so, and wait for the part of the river that you understand, and then start putting a trade together. You'll be much more likely to be correct, and therefore you'll start to learn that the reason that trade you took was successful was indeed because you waited for you to see something that you really did understand. And if you really don't understand anything, then don't trade. Because anybody can be lucky, but you're not going to make a career out of being accidentally correct. It just doesn't work that way. You know that. So that's what I want you to do. And that's why I want some of you here to consider coming to our Square Principle seminar. We have a few seats now remaining. We had a cancellation. Somebody unfortunately couldn't come for one reason or another. I'm not sure what the reason was, but that's okay. That open the seat up for somebody else that may very well want to come. We also, on Thursday of this week, have a webinar on the Square Principle, and you can go to our calendar and check that out. The Square Principle, why price moves the way it does. That could be useful to you, and that will also entice you to spend some on your education. Get a real education, and a real education is different than a nonsense education, right? The education of trying to trade for a certain financial goal per day, or waiting for, price bars to cross over arbitrary blue and green lines and so on. All of that is not going to take you very far. What will take you far is understanding the market itself as its own entity, not how something else like an indicator or a trading system works in relation to it, but the market itself. That's what I've done. If you like what we've done, my results are directly related to understanding the nature of the market itself, not how the market influences an indicator and not how a trading system might work with the market. All of those are concentric circles outside of the market, not the market itself. So it would be like, trying to understand a person by never meeting him, right? What kind of sense does that make, right? How are you going to understand that person if you never meet that person? And what if that was your technique? Here's what I'm going to do to understand Ted over here. I'm never going to meet him. That's what I'm going to do. How would that work? It doesn't work. And so you do have to meet the market at some point. And that's what the Square Principle and anything that you deal with me is going to point you towards, is a better understanding of the nature of the market.